Hi guys, welcome back to Spelling and Word Study. My name is Mrs. Rhoades and I'm here to get you started on Unit 8, MENT endings. Please take a second to gather your materials. Your green book should be open to page 53. You'll also need some colorful pens, pencils, or markers. Remember, whatever I do on my board, you should be doing on your page. Please save room for a key. If it doesn't fit here, another sheet of paper is fine. If at any point I'm moving too fast, please pause the video and catch up. Okay, so for the last couple weeks, we talked about our controlled vowels. We're going to set those aside, and now we're going to start a study of common endings. You've probably already noticed that every word this week ends with MENT. MENT is a common suffix. We call it a derivational suffix because what it does is it changes the part of speech. In these words, we have a verb, such as advertise, being changed to a noun, advertisement. Announce, a verb, being changed to announcement, a noun. Arrange, a verb, being changed to arrangement, a noun. Okay, so that's our primary focus this week. Let me read the words to you, and please repeat after me. Advertisement, amendment, announcement, arrangement, attachment, commitment, development, disagreement, disappointment, encouragement, environment, establishment, excitement, implement, involvement, management, measurement, sediment, settlement, and supplement. Okay. Just as we always do, I want to take our words and I want to divide them into syllables. But I want to start with that MENT syllable. Okay? In each of our words, I want you to just slice off that MENT syllable. Okay? And you know how you've learned in the past that when you add a suffix like ing or ed, often you have to drop that e. Sometimes you have to change your y to I. There are all kinds of suffix rules. Well, notice none of that applies when your suffix starts with a consonant. So because this is starting with M, we get to keep the e in advertise. We get to keep the e in announce. Okay? Nothing is changing here. Okay. Now, in most of the words, you can see the verb, right? Advertise, amend, announce, arrange, attach, commit, develop, disagree, disappoint, encourage. But then we have some words like environment. Well, what does it mean to environ something, right? What does it mean to implement something? So these are cases where that MENT isn't tacked on neatly to a verb, but that's okay. All right, so we have our syllable breaks. Let's go back and just finish breaking them up. So advertise, amendment, announcement, arrangement, attachment, commitment. Notice all these words we're slicing in between the double consonants. Development, disagreement, disappointment, encouragement, and I think I'm gonna hold on after the I. Environment. Okay, don't forget that N there. That's a sound that a lot of kids miss. Establishment, excitement, implement, involvement, management, measurement, sediment, settlement, supplement. Okay, in our key, red vertical line equals syllable break. Now choose another color and just go through and underline your derivational suffixes. Okay, see how that's just tacked on? It's spelled exactly the same. You guys are going to have no problem memorizing this ending because you're going to spell it a million times this week. But right here, that blue line equals derivational suffix. Okay, again, fancy words, all it means is it changes a word from one part of speech to another. In this case, it changes a verb to a noun. Okay? All right. Now, the other reason, or one of the reasons I like to break my words into syllables is because it draws my attention to prefixes. So check this out. Advertisement starts with ad. AD means towards. Now, last week, you guys learned that any word that has verse or vert in it has something to do with turning, right? Vertical, invert, reverse. So think about an advertisement. What does it do? It turns people towards a product, right? I wasn't even thirsty. I didn't want a Coke until I saw an advertisement, and that turned my attention towards the Coke, and now I'm really thirsty, right? So ad means toward. We've also learned about the prefix com, call, con, co, cor. They all mean with or together. So think about a commitment. A commitment is a pledge or a promise that you make to someone else, right? When you marry someone, you make a commitment to stay together, right? Companies make a commitment. They say, yep, we will provide services to you. We are committing this many resources to you. So a commitment is like a promise or a pledge. A promise or a pledge of fidelity, I guess. You're going to be faithful to someone. But com means with or together, right? Dis means not. So a disagreement means you are not agreeing with someone. All right, there are other prefixes here, but this is enough to get us started. So green box equals prefix, okay? Later on in the book, when you get to page 56, you're going to learn a new root. So remember last week you learned that verse and vert mean turn, turn back, turn towards, turn forward, right? They all have something to do with turning. Well, today, or this week, you're going to learn about the root volve. Volve means turn around, like in a circle, right? Like revolve. Think about what it means if you revolve, right? You turn in a circle. So orange box equals root. Now, volve can also mean roll, right? So like a revolving door goes around and around and around, right? If you involve yourself in a situation, it's like you're rolling on it and you're making yourself a part of something. So your involvement is your part. So you'll see more about that a little bit later. Let me just check. All right. that's all I wanted to talk about with word parts today, but we do have some great vocab. So let's make sure we know what the words mean. We talked about an advertisement, could be something in a newspaper, it could be an ad on TV or on your computer, but it's trying to convince you to buy something. An amendment is a change. Usually we hear that the word amendment when we're talking about laws, like the 19th Amendment, the 21st Amendment, right? There are amendments that change the Constitution for the better because women didn't used to have voting rights. Now they do. That was changed because of an amendment. An announcement, you know. An arrangement, it's how you arrange things. Think about a seating arrangement, right? If you're having a wedding and you have to decide where everyone should sit, you have a seating arrangement. An attachment is something that attaches. So your hair dryer might have different attachments depending on whether you want your hair to dry curly or straight or whatever. We talked about a commitment. Development could be human development, right? How your body grows and changes over time. Could also be like a new development, like a new housing development, new houses going up. Or a development could be like a change. You know, well, we were going to go to the movies, but there's been a new development. Turns out that I can't find my car keys, so now we're not going anywhere. So a development would be a change. A disagreement is an argument. Disappointment is a feeling of, you know, your sadness. Encouragement, you can do it. Environment is the area around you, right? We have to take care of the environment. Sometimes if we're talking about nature, or we talk about a work environment. An establishment could be a business. Okay. Like this, my favorite establishment in town is like this business that I go to all the time. Excitement is a feeling. Implement. I want you to put a star next to implement, because remember I said all the words on our list this week are nouns, and so an implement is a noun because it is a tool, like a writing implement. But you can also implement something, which means start something new. So you can implement a new reading program at your school, or you can implement a new policy at your business. So the word implement can be a noun if we're talking about a thing, a tool, but it can also be a verb if you implement something, you start something new. The other word that can be a noun or a verb is supplement. So some people take a supplement, like a dietary supplement. They don't get enough calcium or they don't get enough protein, so they take a supplement. It's like a vitamin. So that's a noun. So I'm going to say a supplement. I'll just say a vitamin. Or other food extra. Doesn't really make sense, but you know, you go to the pharmacy and you buy supplements. But you can also supplement things. You can use it as a verb, which means add stuff, right? So if I'm worried that I'm not getting enough vitamin C in my diet, I might supplement with vitamin C tablets, or I might supplement by eating an orange each day. So over here, purple star equals noun and verb. But notice they're pronounced the same way. Sometimes if a word is used both ways, like separate and separate, we change the pronunciation. Supplement and supplement, implement and implement, they mean pronounced the same way. All right, management, I think you know what that means, right? Those are the people in charge, the people who manage the business. Measurement, you do a whole unit in math with rulers and inches, you're measuring stuff. Sediment is like stuff at the bottom of a river. So if it's been raining a lot and all the rainwater washes into the river, it brings lots of dirt and pebbles and leaves with it, and all that kind of collects at the bottom. That would be sediment. So stuff that collects at the bottom, usually the bottom of a river, but honestly, when I unload my dishwasher, if a bowl or glass flips over and it's full of water, sometimes there's a bunch of sediment at the bottom. It's a mixture of soap and food, right, that needs to be rinsed out. And then a settlement could be an agreement. Like in a court case, you reach a settlement. Or it could be a group of people. They start a settlement. A group of people, settlers, settle in a settlement. Anyway, lots of great vocab. I know you guys have this, no problem. Good luck, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.